Let's talk about everything new coming to Disney World in 2024 and beyond. Plus, we'll touch on Universal and some others too. This is your theme park update. We're going to start today talking about the new lands that we will see coming to theme parks around the country and around the world. Some of these new lands, super exciting, I'm serious. So first up, we're going to talk about Disney World. In Disney World, we're not really sure when we're going to see these kind of things happen. We do have some new lands coming up. One is the Tropical Americas, which is the land that will be replacing Dinoland USA in Disney's Animal Kingdom. The Tropical Americas will feature new experiences inspired by Encanto and Indiana Jones. Now, we don't know much about the Tropical Americas, but we do know that some of the potential experiences being considered for the land include those inspired by Encanto and Indiana Jones. In general, the Tropical Americas will represent the third geography-based land in Animal Kingdom after Asia and Africa, and will be inspired by the northern part of South America and Central America. Now, the general understanding is that this transformation will mean that Dinosaur, one of my favorite rides in Animal Kingdom, will get replaced with an Indiana Jones ride. Currently in Disneyland, Indiana Jones Adventure is a ride using the same ride system as Dinosaur. It is wildly popular, and Dinosaur, though popular, isn't really everybody's jam, but it is mine. So it's theorized that Dinosaur is probably out for Indiana Jones to be in. I'm not super jazzed about that. I love Dinosaur, and it's kind of a bummer that I have to say goodbye to it, specifically the pre-show. I will miss Dr. Grand Seeker with his dinosaur puppet going, "Hello there." Now, could this happen in 2024? Maybe. We don't really have any confirmed details about when the Tropical Americas will be under construction, but we will hopefully get more information about the Tropical Americas in 2024 and maybe start to see some progress. Now, if we head just down I-4 to Universal Orlando, we've got a major update. I put this in the new lands section, but really it's a lot of new lands because it is an entirely new theme park. This is coming in 2025, but we should hear a lot more details about Epic Universe in 2024. Epic Universe will be a major new theme park accompanied by several new hotels as well. The only confirmed land coming to Epic Universe is Super Nintendo World, which we've already seen come to Universal Hollywood and Universal Studios Japan. But we're pretty sure we know what the other lands are. Expect to see a new Harry Potter world, a universe-themed hub, a How to Train Your Dragon land, and a Universal Monsters land called Dark Universe. You can learn a whole lot more about this new Universal park in my full video breaking down what we know about Epic Universe. That video is up on the channel now, and I even talk a little bit about how Disney intends to respond. Opening date for Epic Universe is 2025, but we'll keep an eye out for all that information coming in 2024, and hopefully we'll hear some exciting updates. Also at Universal is DreamWorks Animation Land. This new land is currently under construction and is set to open in 2024. The land will have play areas and attractions themed and inspired by your favorite DreamWorks characters. I am pretty sure that they are currently building Shrek Swamp. If you walk by it, it looks like Shrek Swamp. I mean, it's gotta be Shrek Swamp, and Shrek deserves more theme park representation. I want a Shrek theme park in Orlando. There, I said it. Shrek Land. Bring it to Epic Universe. Other attractions that will be inspiring this land include Trolls and Kung Fu Panda, and there'll be meet and greets like the one confirmed meet and greet, Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. Now let's continue across the country to Disneyland, where we gotta talk a little bit about Disneyland Forward. Disneyland Forward is a multi-year project that's planned to expand Disneyland on land that Disney already owns. Right now, it's in early phases where they are seeking approvals from local government to be able to move forward with the plan, but there are a lot of exciting plans inside the proposal. For this project, Disneyland is looking to expand theme park, retail, hotel, dining, entertainment, and parking options. And Disney has listed potential lands and attractions that could come within Disneyland Forward, including Frozen, Tangled, Peter Pan, Zootopia, and Toy Story inspired lands, as well as Tron the roller coaster that we see here in Orlando and in Shanghai Disney. Now, Disneyland Forward certainly will not be complete in 2024. But if we start seeing those government approvals, we might start to see work on Disneyland Forward as soon as next year. It kind of depends on how things go. And all of the excitement is not just here in the United States. International parks are seeing a lot of fun, including Frozen-themed lands. Now, Hong Kong Disneyland just opened their World of Frozen, which we were actually lucky enough to go and visit. You can see right now our full tour of World of Frozen on the channel, as well as a perfect day in Hong Kong Disneyland. But Hong Kong isn't the only park getting a Frozen land. We also also have Frozen coming to Walt Disney Studios Park in Disneyland Paris, as well as Tokyo Disney Sea. Depending on where you go, the names and attractions of these Frozen lands will vary. However, they're all set to be open in the next year. Tokyo Disney Sea is getting some other excitement with Fantasy Springs, which looks amazing. Fantasy Springs will become Tokyo Disney's 8th port, with sections of the land inspired by Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan. The Tangled area will have Rapunzel's Tower, as well as dreamlike pathways illuminated by lamps and lanterns, and a new restaurant that we're pretty sure is going to be the Snuggly Duckling. Plus, Rapunzel will be getting her very own dark ride, where you will enjoy the best day ever as you go to see the floating lanterns with Flynn and Rapunzel. Meanwhile, in Neverland, there's going to be 2 new attractions coming over there. In one of the attractions, you will go to save Whitney's brother John from Captain Hook and his dastardly gang of pirates, and in the other, you'll shrink down to the size of a fairy and explore Pixie Hollow with Tinkerbell. Neverland is also set to get a themed restaurant called the Lost Boys Hideout. And finally, that Frozen Land is going to have new shops, a new ride, probably Frozen Ever After, and a restaurant located inside Arendelle Castle, which is not what World of Frozen had in Hong Kong Disneyland. And am I bitter? No, because it was amazing anyway, but just saying. Fantasy Springs is set to open on June 6th, 2024, so we are coming up on that one, and Tokyo Disney Sea is in for some awesome additions, it seems like. Now, Shanghai Disneyland is getting a new land as of December 20th, 2023, so I mean, any minute now, basically. Zootopia will be opening in Shanghai Disneyland as their 8th themed land in the park. It looks like there's gonna be some pretty advanced audio animatronics and some awesome attractions in this land, so keep an eye out to learn more about it as it opens. And our final new land is one that's been a little bit controversial. Over at Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, they are getting Tangled Gardens. This is said to be part of an entirely new promenade section that will have a Tangled Garden, a Toy Story Garden, an English Garden with characters like Peter Pan, and a fancy table service restaurant with sweeping views across the lake. For every single one of these new lands, you can check out AllEars.net to learn everything you might need to know about any of these spots. We've got blog posts on all the latest Disney news, and we keep them updated like clockwork. So if you ever have any questions, head on over to AllEars.net. It's come to my attention that you can see my sweatpants in this camera angle. And could I fix that? Yes. I could go put real pants on, but I'm not going to, because this is real. This is who I am. And this is probably who you are too, because we all know what work from home is like from 2020. So it's true. I'm wearing a nice shirt and sweatpants. It is what it is. Our next section we're going to address is ride updates. Ride updates are happening around most of your favorite theme parks, and we're going to check out a lot of them right now. So one of the newest ride updates that has already hit Magic Kingdom is the addition of the Hatbox Ghost. Hatbox Ghost is one of the most famous specters to be seen on Haunted Mansion in Disneyland, and Magic Kingdom finally has a Hatbox Ghost of their own. Now, this isn't a 2024 update, it just got put in November, but it's still something that's really cool and something you might see for the first time in 2024. Another Magic Kingdom attraction getting an update in 2024 is Country Bear Jamboree. This classic attraction has the Country Bears singing a wide variety of songs. It's a very silly show, it's a beloved show by many, and a very popular Disney attraction. In 2024, though, the Bears are getting an all-new act. These guys will sing their usual songs in new styles like country, rockabilly, and bluegrass. The show is supposed to be a take on classic variety shows like the ones you would see in Nashville, Tennessee. The only confirmed song that we know about Country Bear Jamboree 2.0 is that the Bear Necessities will be sung in a rockabilly style. But don't worry, it'll still be all the bears you know and love. Over in Disney's Hollywood Studios, there is a ride update coming to Star Tours. This attraction will add new stories and characters, including Ahsoka Tano from the Disney Plus show. These updates are coming to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris, and will appear in 2024. Now, beyond ride updates, let's talk about new rides and new ride tech. Now, sometimes we see updates from Disney that are not confirmed by the company, but are pretty darn interesting. For instance, our AllEars team is always keeping an eye on new patents filed by the Walt Disney Company, and sometimes this can give us a hint about unannounced rides that they're working on. We got a very big hint with this patent that features what could be a Moana boat ride. In the original concept art for a potential Dino Land replacement, it wasn't the tropical Americas and instead had a section that had a Moana-inspired area. In this concept art, you could see a Moana boat ride. Now, despite the fact that they've changed what they want to do with that land, Disney has filed a patent for a boat motion simulator in July of 2021. The patent specifically describes a motion simulator that sits in actual water and is supposed to simulate the feelings of a boat pitching and floating along. Now, you might wonder why we think, oh, boat patent, Moana. Yeah, I get it. It kind of seems like a leap, except look at this picture. Now that certainly looks like Moana to me. In the patent, Disney mentioned that the tech could be used to simulate different actions for the boat at sea, including engaging in some kind of water battle. So maybe we have a Moana boat ride in the future, or maybe this tech is set to be used as something else, or maybe somebody just got super creative on the Disney team and wanted to go ahead and file this in case one day they want to make a Moana attraction. Patents are just a great way for us to see what could be coming to the Disney parks at some point in the future, but they don't give us a lot of certainty. Test Track in Epcot is also getting an update. Disney has announced that an updated version of the ride will take inspiration from history, and they did release an image of concept art, but we don't know anything else about this update. I personally am super jazzed about this because I loved Test Track as a kid. I thought that like the test dummy storyline was funny and that the ride was more engaging. I'm just not as much a fan as the build your own car and test it sim car story that it has today. So I'm pretty jazzed to see the next iteration because I could load it again, but no date for that one either. Some other interesting patents that Disney have filed include a 3D patent without the need for 3D glasses, where you could see the 3D effect without having to wear anything on your face, and a drop swing coaster, where basically a roller coaster would come onto a track and then that piece of track would swing down to connect with the next part of the track. Sounds a little bit like the drop section of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure at Universal Orlando, but with a swinging element too. Speaking of Universal, Universal Hollywood is actually getting a new roller coaster with the Fast and Furious roller coaster. This coaster is coming to the upper lot at the former site of the Animal Actors location, and is set to have a state-of-the-art ride system according to Universal. Some reports do indicate that the ride vehicles will spin, but we don't know for sure, and we have no opening date information on this yet. Space Mountain is a pretty popular attraction, and in Tokyo Disneyland, they are changing up Space Mountain as well as the area around with the new Tomorrowland Plaza. Space Mountain is set to have enhanced performance and immersive special effects that will give guests even more thrills on the exciting rocket ride. The area is supposed to be refreshed to represent the connection between Earth and the universe to celebrate the harmony of humans with nature. This one's not coming for a while though, so look out for it in 2027. Now, recently, the AllEars team did head to the IAAPA trade show. This is the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. And the trade show floor is a pretty exciting place to be, where you can get hands-on and physical looks at what new theme park attractions might look like around the world. We saw a lot of really interesting stuff at IAAPA, and you can see our full coverage of the trade show on our website, AllEars.net. But we also saw some particularly interesting things that I want to shout out here. We were wildly excited to get a look at the Good Gravy ride vehicles. This is a gravy-themed roller coaster coming to Holiday World in Indiana. Holiday World's theme park is located in the very aptly named Santa Claus, Indiana. And it is broken up into 4 main holiday sections: Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and Halloween. Good Gravy, the new holiday-themed coaster, will be coming to the Thanksgiving area, as you maybe guessed. You begin your journey on Good Gravy by walking through a queue inspired by Grandma's house, getting ready for that holiday feast until, you find out we're out of gravy. I know. It's really a disaster. You and your family will then climb aboard the world's largest gravy boat to take a spin around the track. You can see our ride vehicle on our footage right here, and it looks pretty cool. You can even see the gravy kind of spilling out of the front of the ride vehicle. You'll whiz past a bunch of different kitchen ingredients and tools, and the part that I'm most excited about is a tunnel depicting a giant can of cranberry jelly. I don't know about you guys, but canberry, which is what my family calls it, is the best part of Thanksgiving in my opinion, that jellied cranberry sauce. And the only way to serve it is directly out of the can so that it's still can-shaped. So that seems to be what this is all about. This coaster is coming in May of 2024 and should be a rollicking good time. If you guys want to see us go to Holiday World for the opening of Good Gravy, just let me know in the comments. Holiday World sounds like a wild theme park. What a fun theme. It's basically like that part in A Nightmare Before Christmas where he's going to the trees and there, one leads to Christmas town and one leads to Halloween town and one leads to Thanksgiving town and he never goes there. We should go. We should go to Holiday World. Let me know in the comments if you want to see us go to Holiday World. Another thing that we saw a whole lot at IAAPA are new VR rides and games, including rides that can easily be rethemed to represent different seasons or holidays. So a lot is happening when it comes to rides in the theme park industry, and I, for one, am super excited to see how it pans out in Disney World and beyond. But it's not all about the lands and the rides. Another very important piece of any theme park excursion is the food, and there's a lot of new food coming to theme parks. Magic Kingdom and Disney World will see the addition of a Pirates of the Caribbean tavern. I don't want to scream really loud because that would be rude to my neighbors and friends, but that Pirates of the Caribbean tavern, are you kidding? All that Disney has really said is that this is a first of its kind experience that will extend the story of Pirates of the Caribbean. There is no opening date, but we do know that the Barker Bird will be taking up residence there. Over at the boardwalk, we should see the opening of Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs. This is a wildly popular location in Disneyland that serves up specialty and gourmet corn dogs. Now, this one is coming to the boardwalk, and we don't have an exact opening date, but it should be any minute now. We're keeping a close eye out for the opening of Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs, so keep an eye on AllEars.net and at AllEars.net on social media to know exactly when this new spot opens. Speaking of new restaurants, Disney Springs is also getting 2 new spots, one of which is open right now by the time you're watching this video. Eats by Maneet Shahad opened in early December and is a new fast casual Indian restaurant concept. You might recognize Maneet Shahad from the Food Network, including Chopped. I'm a big fan. I love the Chopped judges, so I'm really excited to eat at Eat. The other new spot coming to Disney Springs is Summer House on the Lake, which should open relatively soon. An official menu has not yet been revealed for this spot, but there are other locations that serve things like pizza, sandwiches, salads, pasta, and I have confirmed that the restaurant's West Coast-inspired menu will feature items exclusive to Disney Springs. You can also expect to see a Cali Mex brunch that will be served on Saturdays and Sundays, as well as a rosé cart, a dessert market, and more. This spot is set to open sometime before the end of 2023. And not an eat that we know where specifically to find it, but it is one that we did see at IAAPA, and it was one of the most exciting things that people talked about at the trade show. You've heard of Dippin' Dots, those little frozen balls of ice cream that are delicious and melt in your mouth. And you know, Icy at the movie theater, well, Dippin' Dots and Icy now have a flavor. These new Dippin' Dots were developed to look and taste like the classic Icy treat, and have the flavors of the classic Icy cherry and blue raspberry. Brelo got to try these during his visit to IAAPA, and he did say that they are plant-based too, which is awesome and not true of all Dippin' Dots flavors. These will be available to customers in early 2023 at spots that serve Dippin' Dots, but we're not really sure when or where you're going to be able to find them. Just know that I will be on the hunt, and I will find them. And when I do, I will tell you where they are. I'm kind of allergic to cherry flavoring, but I think I might suffer for this just to try it. I just want to try it. Now let's talk new shows. By the time you're seeing this video, Luminous, A Symphony of Us has debuted in Epcot. This brand new fireworks spectacular has replaced Epcot forever and is around for Disney's 100th anniversary. The show begins with voices from Around World Showcase welcoming you to the gathering, and then a brand new song original for the show called Heartbeat Symphony. Now, in addition to Heartbeat Symphony and another original song called Beating of Our Hearts in the finale, you will also hear a lot of Disney music that you know and love. Those songs include You'll Be in My Heart, Proud Corazon, You've Got a Friend in Me, Friend Like Me, So Close from Enchanted, When She Loved Me, Remember Me, Into the Unknown, and I See the Light. At the time I'm filming this, I haven't gone to see this show yet, but I cannot wait because though I loved Epcot forever, it is more of a transitional show as they build what's new and next, so we'll see how Luminous looks. Remember when we talked about that Zootopia land in Shanghai Disney earlier? Well, Shanghai's not the only one getting some to Zootopia. We know that Zootopia will be coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom as well. At D23, Disney's Fan Expo, they did announce that the Tree of Life Theater would be getting its very own Zootopia show. The show will take you through different biomes of Zootopia that you only glimpse in the movie and will feature Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and other characters. Now, the Tree of Life Theater is currently home to It's Tough to Be a Bug, so though Disney hasn't said this explicitly, it does seem like It's Tough to Be a Bug will close to make way for this experience. In the concept art, you can see that it looks like Officer Clawhauser will replace the animatronic of Hopper, as you can see on the right side of this screen. But we have no date for when to expect the changes to the Tree of Life, so keep an eye on AllEars.net to make sure you don't miss any updates. And we've got another patent to talk about when it comes to shows. The AllEars team caught a patent for a moving projection system. It's basically a little vehicle that drives down a route of some kind and can project on things going by in a stable manner. Interesting. The patent does specifically mention that this kind of technology could be used for parades. So if you had a parade float with this projector as a portion of it, or just this projector as a part of a parade, we could see projections on the buildings of Main Street during a nighttime parade of some kind. Now remember, this is a patent, so who knows if or when Disney will use this technology or where, but they have filed the patent for it, so it's something that could exist. Now let's talk new experiences. Our first new experience that we'll talk about is one that has already opened. It opened right before this video came out with World Celebration. Now, World Celebration is that center part of Epcot that you reach right when you enter into the land under Spaceship Earth. And World Celebration has a bunch of new options. Not only is it a beautiful area, but you can also see Dreamer's Point with a brand new statue of Walt, as well as Communicorp Plaza and Stage, which are both spaces to house festival offerings for the 4 Epcot festivals throughout the year. Now, there is another Epcot experience that I want to talk about, but we have a few question marks around this one. The Play Pavilion was announced many years ago at this point and was set to go in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, which is that big golden dome you can still see when you're by Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Play Pavilion was supposed to have a number of interactive experiences featuring Disney characters, and Disney has not given us an update on this one in a long time. Now, at the same time, they haven't said it's canceled, so kind of up in the air. Right now, we're under the assumption that the Play Pavilion is still on the docket for some time and that Disney just doesn't know when, but it's kind of hard to say. Over in Disneyland, there's a brand new Avatar experience coming to the Disneyland Resort. This was announced during D23, and Disneyland planners still don't know exactly what this experience will entail. We do know, however, that the Imagineers are working with James Cameron and his team, and all they really said about it is that they're thinking bold. So keep an eye out for that. There's obviously a lot more Avatar movies coming out. I have decided I'm now into Avatar after Avatar Way of Water. That was a really good movie. I really liked it. The first Avatar was not my jam, but Way of Water, so good. Now, another thing Disney has been doing a lot are tiny robots. We have seen a Judy Hopps robot, a Baby Groot robot, and Project EXO, which isn't so much a robot as it is an exoskeleton to aid in meet and greets. This all started when we spotted a patent a few years ago for a legged, high-dexterity, self-balancing capable robot actor. This patent basically had a child-sized robot that could walk around and move without any supporting structures, just like a human would. In the patent, they specifically had a silhouette of a rabbit character that looked a whole lot like Judy Hopps. And we think that that patent is potentially what we're seeing come to life with Project Kiwi. Project Kiwi is a walking, true-to-size, young Groot robot that can freely wander on its own. Disney has released videos of this tech, and it is unbelievable to watch. But even more unbelievable than our walking baby Groot is when a Judy Hopps robot did appear, one that does some serious stunts. At 2023 South by Southwest conference, Disney did unveil this Judy Hopps robot, and she was able to climb out of a box, doing somersaults as she sort of rollerbladed around. Now, for these smaller robots, we're not actually sure when, if, or where these robots will hit the parks, but we do know Zootopia is coming to Shanghai, and maybe that's where they see using Judy Hopps. We know that Avengers Campus is open in parks around the world. Maybe that's where Groot will roam. We're not really sure. These robots could be used to assist meet and greets and make them more immersive and cool. They could also be used in shows, which I think is the more likely option considering how complicated the technology is. But some tech that could be used in meet and greets includes Project EXO. Now, this is that exoskeleton I was talking about. This technology creates this large exoskeleton which will help bring larger characters to life, like Hulk. We've actually seen Project EXO debut with Hulk in Disneyland, and that character will be headed to Disneyland Paris's Avengers Campus as well. Some other new experiences for us to talk about include those coming to Disney Cruise Line. For one, 2024 will see the debut of Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. This is a brand new private section of an island. So Disney has a completely private island with Castaway Key, and Lookout Key will be private, but it's on a larger, not private island in the Bahamas. This new area will be located on the island of Eleutherat in the Bahamas and will open to guests in the summer of 2024. There are already sailings available for this, so if you're really keen to go to Lookout Key, go ahead and check those out on the Disney Cruise Line website. The island has been created in close collaboration with local artists to really bring that sense of Bahamian culture. Just like Castaway Key, expect to meet some of your favorite characters, splash around in an interactive family water play area, and then you can also learn more about the Bahamian culture through special programs and local artists. and walk along the beautiful white sandy beaches. And don't worry parents, we've also got an adults only beachside too. Best part of Castaway Cay? I think it's probably gonna be the best part of Lookout Cay. I like kids, but I also like to sit on a quiet beach and stare into the ocean and dissociate. But kids, you're not left out because there will be a kids-only club on the island too, where you'll be able to play under the supervision of Disney Cruise Line counselors. But it's not just new islands. Disney Cruise Line is also debuting the Disney Treasure as the 6th ship in its fleet. This ship is the same class as the Disney Wish, which you can see a full tour of on our YouTube channel right now. This new ship will have restaurants inspired by Coco. It'll have a Worlds of Marvel restaurant, the 1923 restaurant, plus a Haunted Mansion parlor, the Jungle Cruise themed Skipper Society, a 20,000 Leagues themed Periscope pub, Moana themed Hey Hey Cafe, and a whole lot more. You can also expect to see the Beauty and the Beast adults only themed areas that they have on the Wish. As for entertainment on the ship, their Aquamouse, which is Disney's attraction at sea, a very fun attraction/water ride, will have a brand new story called The Curse of the Golden Egg, and there will be a new show in the theater called The Tale of Moana. There's also the 7th ship in the fleet, going to be the same class as the Wish and the Treasure. It is as of yet unnamed, but we do know that this ship will begin Disney sailings in Southeast Asia, as the Singapore Tourism Board and Disney Cruise Line have announced. We'll see the Treasure set sail at the end of 2024 around Christmas time, and the new Singapore ship should set sail sometime in 2025. Let's talk new hotels. In Disney World, though we're not set to get any entirely new hotels, we are set to get something close and a lot of different updates. Disney Vacation Club Villas is opening a whole new tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. These new villas will sit on the shores of Seven Seas Lagoon. We can see the building already. And in addition to more rooms, there will be new recreation offerings and dining options too. This new area is set to open in 2024. There's a spider on my camera. There's a spider on my camera. There's a spider on my camera. It's so tiny. What do I do? It's like climbing. What do I do? What am I gonna do? Can you see him? I don't think you can see him. I promise he's very tiny. I'm gonna take him outside. Well, I'm gonna take him outside. Other updates coming to the Disney hotels include updates to the Port Phillip, Grand Floridian, Beach Club, Fort Wilderness Cabins, All Stars, and across many of the hotels, Hey Disney. Hey Disney is the new voice assistant that you'll find in your hotel room. Don't worry, you can turn it off too. If you want to learn more about that voice assistant, you can see it in my tour of Disney's Polynesian Village Resort on the channel now. And if you're curious about any of those updates I just listed, you can find all of the details on AllEars.net. Now, one hotel in Disneyland is getting a major overhaul that's set to open in January of 2024, January 30th to be specific. Paradise Pier Hotel is getting a retheme to Pixar Place Hotel. This is the least expensive Disneyland Resort hotel offering and has Pixar touches all around, including in the rooms. A couple of things we know for a fact will be coming is a Finding Nemo splash pad, as well as a restaurant called Great Maple, which is a local California spot known for fried chicken and maple bacon donuts. More will open later with Sketch Pad Happy and Small Bites. If you'd like to see a full tour of Pixar Place Hotel when it opens in 2024, let me know and we'll see about taking a trip so that I can check it out. And Disneyland Hotel in Paris is getting a bit of an update too. In 2024, it's set to reopen and invite guests to come stay in their royal rooms inspired by the stories of Frozen, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Tangled, and Beauty and the Beast. And those are a lot of the updates that are coming to Disney and beyond in the coming years. But we also have to talk about a very big, very exciting project that Disney has sort of teased time and time again. There's a section of Disney planning called Blue Sky. Blue Sky are those ideas that Disney are saying could one day happen but are not confirmed, might not happen. The big Blue Sky idea that Disney keeps telling us about is the Magic Kingdom expansion. Right now, they're referring to the expansion as Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. Now again, this is not confirmed. It is not confirmed at all. They just keep teasing it, but they keep bringing it up. So I kind of feel like it's something that could be on the docket in the next few years. Now, these future expansion plans have been said to be the largest ever by teams at Disney. And a couple of the ideas that have been floated for this area include Coco, Encanto, or a Disney villain-themed expansion. Now, here's the thing. With the tropical Americas coming to Animal Kingdom, we know that Encanto will be represented there. Also, theoretically, Coco could fit into the tropical Americas since it's set in Mexico, and that land is supposed to represent the Central Americas as well. So, First of all, I want Coco anywhere. Just put Coco somewhere and I will be a happy camper. The second of all is those two things could potentially be represented in the tropical Americas. Does that up the likelihood of a villain-themed land beyond Big Thunder? Maybe. If you're wondering about the size of this expansion, Disney has said that if this comes to pass, it will be an expansion on the level of something like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios or Pandora World of Avatar in Disney's Animal Kingdom, aka some of the biggest expansions Disney World has ever seen. And it will be sure to include attractions, shows, and restaurant concepts. So hopefully we learn a whole lot more about Beyond Big Thunder Mountain and get that confirmed at some point in 2024. We will certainly be keeping an eye out, and you can keep an eye on AllEars.net as well as our socials to make sure you don't miss a beat. Now, I hope that helps with everything you can expect in Disney World and more in 2024 and beyond. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and now go watch our video on how the Disney parks will change. See you there!